Alright, so WWE first ever all women's pay-per-view Evolution is done. I did notice that for people who think they didn't put a lot into this for the build-up, they haven't for a lot of pay-per-views. But if you hit the shop, everybody has got a shirt that can go to the custom tees, you can change the color and all that. Commemorative title. I kind of like the teal. It's really unique, as well as the small mini version. And custom plates too. So I mean, they actually are trying to sell and trying to make as much money as they can off this. Now, I will say the layout for the event was kind of weird. So the first half an hour was free. So what they give away is Trish and Lita versus Mickie James and Alicia Fox. You're probably thinking, of Alexa Bliss. No, she got injured again, didn't do stuff on TV, and they're like, no, she's gonna be ready to go, and she wasn't ready to go. Okay. I'm really glad this was a tag match. Had this had been Trish Stratus versus Alexa Bliss in a singles match, this would have been bad. Trish did a good job in the Royal Rumble, but that's because you don't need to do a lot, and it's about the big moment. Her doing a full match, even as part of a tag, when Mickie James was in the ring with Trish and Lita, it worked well. When Alicia Fox was in the ring with Trish and Lita, it didn't work out as well. There was a lot of slop, but the crowd was hot for it, so a lot of it got covered up. But seeing Trish hit Stratusfaction, and the first camera expanded because it's Mickie looking at the ring, looking at the corner, and she screams out Fox. So it's 1, 2. Break up over the pin. And then they do the replay, shows the ref. 1, 2. And I'm like, oh. I'm like, the first few, you didn't see the ref going, 1, 2. What the Fox? And I was like, well, that's going to mar that match. But Trish did hit a moonsault, did not hurt herself. Her moonsaults are incredibly low. So, the Attitude Era Divas win. Not bad. Good opener. Then we get the Battle Royal. And a lot of wrestlers, they get entrance music, which is weird because normally they just play a song and everyone comes down to the ring. The Iconics, of course, talk about how they're going to help a lot of the legends over the top rope. And I was like, oh. Because the future is iconic. And I was like, oh. You're number 1 and 2 to be eliminated. And there, everyone kind of went, let's toss him. Tossed him. I liked when Tamina and Nia Jax faced off. And instead of fighting to the right, they just let everyone else in the ring. The quadruple suplex spot seemed awkward. And it was. The Ivory Carmella dance-off? Okay, not bad. Just seemed odd. And I really thought we were going to see Carmella eat a Faith Breaker. But she didn't. I was like, oh, okay. So, some moves that just didn't quite click. Overall, it's a good Battle Royal. You know, they're all about the same. Some nice moments to it. I do think that the crowd was super hot for Ember Moon. And I was like, man, had Ember won this? Ember Ronda Rousey has a lot more legs to it than Rousey Nia Jax. But Nia Jax is up for an E award, so it kind of makes sense to elevate her in this. We'll also bring her back to dominance. Okay. Then, 6-woman tag match. This match needed a stip. Whether it was elimination or even did like luchador tag rules where anyone going to the top rope, going to the outside counts as a tag. It needed something. So we've seen this match quite a few times. But you ironically, Liv Morgan's become a decent workhorse in the women's division. Never would have thought that seen her in NXT. Sarah Logan, good job. Ruby Riott, she is going to become easily one of your top heels. But the weirdest thing is she's good enough on the mic that she could switch over to being a babyface. Like, I can't snap. Like, there. Just think I snapped, but it had to sound like that. So you get your workhorses in there. Match works well. It was given a lot of time to breathe. Sasha gets the pinfall. Good. She came back from an injury. Puts her it puts her on the winning path to. If they did more with Sasha, it'd probably feel bigger. But at this point, I'm almost thinking that they should trade Sasha and Ember to SmackDown. Because you're on to a dominant heel champ. Give her a lot of faces to chase her. And when Ember and Asuka faced off each other in the Battle Royal, the crowd went electric for it. So the crowd wants to see it. I think Ember and Naomi works. I'd almost say trade those two over SmackDown, bring over Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Because you're on to a dominant face champion. Having her destroy those two as well. It just gives something else to do in between the larger matches. And then we go into the finals of the Mae Young Classic. Io Shirai versus Toni Storm. Easily the number 2 match of the card. So where did you say that is the number 2 match of the card? The German suplex on the apron was ridiculous. Seeing Io Shirai leap and do springboard moves, I was like, man. In the back, I could see Seth Rollins, AJ Styles going, can we up our springboard game? What? And 205 Live going, dang it. Did you see her just, leap up to the top rope and hit a beautiful picture perfect moonsault at the outside? Yep. First Storm Zero hit early, I'm like, it's the kick out. Seeing Io go for the Osai moonsault, which is just a beautiful one. Into the knees, into a Storm Zero, and Toni Storm just, you can tell she is elated to have won that match. And I was like, oh, great. Papa H gets in the ring, hands them, they both get their flowers, she gets the trophy, and you can tell that Toni Storm was like, I'm having a problem holding this giant bouquet of flowers and this gigantic trophy while trying to hug people. It was a great moment with Sarah Amato walking over to her and saying some words of encouragement. I was like, this is great. This is a great moment. Solid match. Loved it. And then here's where the pacing gets weird. You go from the high-flying Japanese star to your next match being Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler. So you did 2 matches where you had 2 high-flying Japanese. I almost would have went probably Io Shirai, Toni Storm, then the 6-woman tag match, then Attitude Championship. Or flop the championship with the finals match. I would have probably put the tag match in between those two, the 6-person tag match, just to kind of break it up just a little bit with that. But Kairi Sane, Shayna Baszler, they work a good match. Kairi Sane works a great face in peril, and Shayna Baszler is beautiful in her execution of really simple, impactful, devastating-looking moves. And I love that the other 2 members of the Horsewomen got involved. A little bit. Shayna, her belt was I'm trying a different tactic. I beat myself last time. I was like, ooh, 3 women? Where you've got Shayna Baszler who can cut a promo and works pretty good in the ring. With those 2, like run interference, made me think, if only there was a women's tag division. And I'm tired of seeing like the stock sign. Whoever's making a sign to hand them out, at least like change the color. Because when you see the exact same sign repeatedly, it's like, oh yeah, they'll do it sooner or later. But seeing them get involved, and then Kairi Sane, fantastic baby face in trouble. I haven't seen a baby face like that. Like she's in the Akari Funi clip, and she's reaching, and she's just slowly, and there's just a little burst of like, I haven't seen something like that had that much emotion to it since Bayley lost to Asuka. Lost her championship to Asuka. Solid match. Very good match. But we've seen them wrestle before and we know they can put on a great match. So, good. And now, the main event. The number one match of the night. The man, Becky Lynch, the champ, takes on Charlotte Flair in a last woman standing match, which really felt like a precursor to a TLC match in December. They threw chairs into the ring. They did a back suplex into a pile of chairs. They did a suplex into a pile of chairs. They brought a ladder into the ring. They did a slam onto the ladder. They used the ladder for a figure 8. They broke out 2 tables. Charlotte tried to moonsault Becky Lynch to the table, did not work. A lot because just the overall mass of women, it's hard for the 2 of them to smash a table. Same thing happened when Charlotte tried to put Sasha Banks to a table. There's just not enough overall force to break the table. And the guys have a problem sometimes. They're normally, almost twice as heavy as most of the women. So they're larger. They have more force, more mass, more force, so they can break the tables. And they still have problems too. But then Charlotte breaks another move, a senton, and nails it. I was like, oh, good. Good. The scene where Becky buries Charlotte in like tables and chairs and like office chairs. She comes up like the Terminator. And I was like, oh, we're getting towards a finish. That's not the finish. We're building towards the finish. Charlotte sits at the table on the outside. She's like, I'm doing my corkscrew moonsault off the top rope through that table onto the floor. But she's tired, she's beat. Becky gets up there and is like, I'm going to powerbomb you from the top rope through a table on the outside. Badoof. 10 count. That's it. Go home. You're done. This night's not getting any better. And Ronda Rousey submitted Nikki Bella. After interference by Brie, couldn't take the both out with the armbar, but yeah, it means you get to run forward for Ronda Rousey, Nia Jax again. Just the belt is switched. Overall, good event. I think if they do this as an annual event, I want them to build a few dream matches, because it felt like they only really built up the Mae Young Classic, and this would be fine to do the finals there. And the 3 titles. It seems like it needs at least more of a build towards like a Legends segment. Or next year would be a great time if they can get enough women set up and parsed out well enough to do women's tag belts. You did a women's tag belts tournament. Have 2 teams from both shows. Then, there's your 2 matches there. Winners go on for the finals. 1 match there. Boom. You get 3 matches there, and it's a tournament, and it's historic. But I thought they did a good job. It was weird seeing the majority of Hailstorm and Nina Strauss do rock songs. But I dig Hailstorm, so I'm not complaining. It just felt weird to have that start off your show.